We spent an entire day at the Egyptian Museum of Cairo, learning about mummies, sarcophagi, pharaohs, their ancient civilizations, and witnessing the jewels from celebrated Egyptian emperors such as Tutankhamen. Originally, we were supposed to go on a day trip to Alexandria this day, but GoBus, for no apparent reason, decided to cancel our bus ticket at the 11th hour. So we decided to finally spend this day in Cairo itself, exploring one of the world's largest and most celebrated museum. In this video, we will show you some of the exhibits of the Cairo Museum and some glimpses of an evening at the busy Khan El Khalili market.
Located in the heart of Tahrir Square, the Egyptian Museum is a unique building designed to host the world's oldest collection of pharaonic art and monuments. Built on an area of more than 13,000 square meters with more than 100 exhibition halls, the Egyptian government began its construction in 1905, and thus it is considered the first national museum in the Middle East. This museum is considered the one with the largest ancient Egyptian collection in the world, and hence has always been the flagship of museums for the study, research, conservation, and exhibition practices related to ancient Egypt and the influence it exerted on many other historical civilizations. Treasures include reliefs, sarcophagi, papyri, funerary art, and the contents of various tombs, jewelry, ornaments of all kinds, and many other objects. The displays in the museum, spanning more than 5,000 years of history, is divided into different periods: the pre-dynastic or the early dynastic period, the Old Kingdom, which is the period of Great Pyramids, First Intermediate period, where centralized power declined and numerous ephemeral kings appeared, Middle Kingdom during the 11th dynasty, where a period of great prosperity began, Second Intermediate period, when the royal power declined and others gained control of the country, New Kingdom, where different kings came and ruled the country, the Third Intermediate period, the Late period, and finally the Greco-Roman period, when Egypt became a Roman province at the end. With more than 100,000 masterpieces and with over 100 million visitors since its opening, the Cairo Egyptian Museum is more than just a museum.
If you have been enjoying our videos so far, then now would be a very good time to subscribe to our channel. Also, don't forget to hit that bell icon so that you're notified every single time we publish a new video.
There are granite figures of Queen Hatshepsut as well as colossal figures of Amenhotep IV from Karnak. The museum also houses a small but fine collection of portraits from Roman times.
We learnt more about Egyptian history here than at school. We wish schools back home would encourage trips to museums and similar exhibits more often than hours of classroom teaching. Visiting Cairo's museum is one of the best things that you can do when you are in the city, even if it takes up an entire day from your itinerary.
In the late 2010s, the Egyptian government has begun transferring tens and thousands of museums items to the larger Grand Egyptian Museum, which is still under construction in nearby Giza, including thousands of pieces from the tomb of Tutankhamen.
We are sure that the new Grand Egyptian Museum will soon become equally immersive and interesting to visit. For now, this monumental museum at downtown Cairo stands out.
Apart from the whole history of Egyptian civilization, the museum is unique in its presentation of antiquities of the pharaonic and Greco-Roman periods. And on the ground floor, there are a number of large and heavy objects, including a colossal figure situated just inside the middle atrium. This museum possesses one of the world's first and largest collection of animal mummies. And many different types of animals were mummified during that time to allow people's beloved pets to go to the afterlife or provide them food in the afterlife, etc. The Cairo Museum indeed has so much to offer, but most of its contents unfortunately have not yet been catalogued and reorganized since the time of the first arrangement, and as a result, some exhibition sections provide very limited information about the corresponding exhibits. The contents of Tutankhamun's tomb, although discovered later and less well known, boast silver coffins, gold masks, royal sarcophagi, and jewelry. Unfortunately, the section dedicated to Tutankhamun's area was restricted to photography.
We can't help but admit that these few hours which we spent inside the museum were some of the most peaceful moments during this vacation. Inside the museum, you will never be bothered by scammers, which sadly foreign tourists face too much these days throughout Egypt. Speaking with locals, we realized that these scams, such as charging tourists unfair prices for everything, from food to taxi rides, started after the downfall of tourism a couple of years ago. We hope that soon, with growing tourism again, rest of Egypt will become less of a stress for foreign tourists. Anyways, the museum experience felt great. It was a very long day inside the Cairo Museum for us, soaking in as much of Egyptian history as possible and exhausting as much space as we possibly could in our cameras. It was an enriching experience, and we headed out next to the Khan El Khalili market. It was a thrilling walk to this market.
Khan El Khalili market is one of the most iconic attractions in Cairo. It dates back to 1382 when it was established. This sprawling bazaar is a must visit for anyone visiting the Egyptian capital, where this bustling marketplace is home to hundreds of stalls selling everything from traditional souvenirs, local spices, handicrafts, etc. And today it's the largest souk in all of the Middle East with over 4,000 shops spread across its winding alley.
Indeed, we enjoyed a lot in this market and couldn't have asked for a better day in Egypt. Missing out on Alexandria this day was a sad affair, but on the contrary, learning so much at the Cairo Museum about Egypt was truly exciting. The next day, we went to the pyramids of Giza, and we will bring that to you in our next video. So please stay tuned and hit the subscribe button. See you!